listening to Biz 99.9 FM Substitute Radio. It's the top of the hour, so it's time for the Biz News Summary Update Recap Show. I'm Jeffrey Concentrated. Here's what's been making headlines this hour. A high-end city restaurant has instituted a new payment policy, which is proving very controversial among its wealthy patrons, but extremely popular, humorous, and entertaining among staff and the broader public. The Italian Shark, a Greek-Japanese fusion restaurant, has introduced a new cash record system where the only valid way for customers to pay for their meals is through their noses. When customers arrive at the cash counter to pay their bill, they will be instructed to put their money into their mouths, which will then be extracted by the cashier through a hook that goes into the customer's nose. Although uncomfortable and displeasurable, the experience is not actually painful because it uses safe nose hooking techniques. The general manager of the Italian Shark, the famous restaurateur Harry Spencer, said that by streamlining the payment system to this model, it will open up new opportunities for providing quality service and an overall wonderful eating experience to his customers. There was plenty of confusion, anger, panic, apologies and violence last night at the concert of Iceberg Mohawk because a man had snuck into the backstage area and stole large quantities of invaluable stagehand equipment. A packed crowd of 20,000 had made their way into Moonshine Theatre, only to discover that the operatic metal fusion goth band were not able to go on stage yet, delaying the start of performance by almost 2 hours. This was because all the large portable lights that are used for the stage spotlights were missing from their normal backstage storage area. Backstage managers were set into a panic, making dozens of phone calls trying to find suitable replacements. During the waiting period, tensions became high and the crowd's patience ran out, resulting in violent scuffles between attendees and theatre security staff, resulting in 12 people being evicted. It was later discovered that afternoon, as the backstage crew was unpacking trucks and setting up the equipment, a man had been able to repeatedly sneak into the area, take one of the large and heavy lights and walk out, so that by the evening all of them were gone. Iceberg Mohawk's stage director, Ricky Lionel, told media today that as unfortunate as it was, the delay in the performance starting time was necessary so that replacement lights could be found. This is because the Spotlight stage system plays a significant theatrical role in Iceberg Mohawk concerts, and so having the band perform without them would be inconceivable. A farmer has had an unfortunate mix-up today when he unintentionally placed food scraps inside his private safe deposit box and then threw his precious family jewels into the muddy livestock pen. Christopher Knight, the owner of Mossy Rock Grange near the countryside town of Foxbridge, was going about his usual afternoon chores when he got some of his jobs mixed around the wrong way. Before he had even realised something was wrong, he had dumped rotting fruits and vegetables into the family safe, making a huge mess across the entire basement floor. And then to add insult to injury, he threw his great-grandmother's pearl necklace, his most prized possession, into the pig pen. Thankfully though, the pigs hadn't taken any notice of or interest in the necklace, neither trying to eat it nor in any way touching or damaging it. This meant that by the time Mr. Knight had realised his mistake, he was able to immediately recover it. Over 500 jobs will be lost at the National Institute Corporation, thanks to a major restructuring and partial downsizing that is expected to happen over the next 6 months. Among the various positions likely to go from the company are the apple polishers, ass kissers, and bootlickers. The NIC will also be abolishing several departments from within the company, including bribery, forgery, and blackmail. The CEO of National Institute Corporation, Mohammed Singh Ijaz, said that though these were significant changes, the company still had many active departments that would provide new opportunities for growth and expansion, including laundering, embezzlement, and extortion. Mr. Ijaz then spent the rest of the press conference dancing around the room while wildly singing out his name. Further details on the plans are expected in the company's quarterly report, due later this month. A young woman was arrested today and charged with attempted arson, following an ugly breakup she had had with her boyfriend. Police discovered Rebecca Schwartz, aged 31, walking around suspiciously outside of the property of her ex-partner, Tony Bowman, aged 29. Officers then found a can of gasoline in her car, leading them to conclude that she had been planning on lighting some sort of fire. According to Miss Schwartz, the couple had just broken up in a very ugly, embarrassing, disrespectful and undignifying manner, leading to them both having passionately negative emotions towards one another. Important to note, Mr. Bowman's house is situated in Emerald Street, but on the opposite bank of the Underwood Crimson River, which means that his driveway is a wooden bridge going over the river connecting with the street. According to police reports, it appears that Miss Schwartz's plan was to set the bridge on fire, thereby blockading Mr. Bowman inside his property and making it impossible for him to get out. And that's what's been making news this hour. The next edition of the Biz News Summary Update Recap Show will be at the top of the next hour. You're listening to Biz 99.9 FM Substitute Radio. I'm Jeffrey Concentrated. We'll now return you to your normal programming.